Bonjour, and welcome back to the French campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Let's see, we are actually losing quite a bit of territory in Africa. But that's just how it is. When we do get a peace treaty with the British, I'm just going to claim back a bunch of this stuff. So that's not a big deal. I would like to take Cyrenaica from them, though, before they can march on and take Tripolitania and other things. So once we're done taking northern Egypt, need to have these two task forces here take Cyrenaica and southern Egypt. Because I've experienced this before in a previous campaign, taking northern Egypt by way of naval invasion, and then immediately having the British army just march back and take it from me. So I don't want to have that happen again. So we're going to have to naval invade the neighboring territories. Anyway, we got some battles set up. I thought we did. But now, having loaded the save, some of these task forces are actually on the move. They're not just sitting around. Where are you going, British task force? Russian task force, excuse me. Muscat? Okay, they're moving here for some reason. This big one is not moving there. They're trying to go into the Mediterranean, but they will not get there if I take northern Egypt. Anyway, we'll see what comes of this. And I was like so stoked from, getting my new armored cruiser class to fight the biggest that the Russians had, but that was not to be. We are fighting this though, and we've taken northern Egypt, so that's good. Hoodlum class battleship with a big 15-inch guns. And one of these things. It's a share design, but it only has 8-inch guns. So we should be fine here. Right. Solferino, you're just gonna get added to here. We have a decent amount of ammunition. And we got these big armored cruisers. Let's see, torpedo boats, 4.8. And 2.5 kilometer torpedoes, so they are not the same. They're different. This time I'm actually just gonna have the unrefit one head back to get those better torpedoes mounted. Because this one with the 4.8 kilometer torps should be able to launch and get out alive. Let's see, battleships you can actually slow down. And there they are. Thunder. In theory, a very scary ship. They didn't do that much last time we fought them. the battleship lines start turning. So that will be parallel once we are in range. "19 knots, that's not a very slow battleship actually. For pre-dreadnought, 19 is very decent speed. There's an enemy destroyer. I was hoping we could get in here without taking too much damage, but those destroyers kind of got very close. So this torpedo boat is basically lost already. We can get some torpedoes away against this armored cruiser. Thunder stayed safe. See, Ocean Solferino. You get to target the battleship. Armored cruisers, you can take on the lights. Thunder is staying out of range. Actually, only has Mark 1 guns. But those Mark 1 guns do outrange my Mark 2 13s. They're just that much bigger. Or they would if they loaded AP, but... Oh, there they go. And they have loaded AP. They're targeting Ocean. Can they pen it? They should be able to. And this armored cruiser is not gonna last long. Not that the torpedoes, you know, yeah, they did damage, but this is not really a priority target. I was just hoping I would be able to get the battleship. Andromeda goes down. These light cruisers are probably not going to get that close. But we can definitely pen the enemy battleship. That was a main belt pen. Although this ship does have part of its main belt hitbox sticking out in front of the main belt itself. It was just not possible to mount this A turret any further forwards. Have the armored cruisers start targeting the destroyers. I think we got this battleship, though. The 15-inch guns have not hit anything yet. Which is good. Well, for me. And I don't think they get to hit anything because I think it's gonna sink before it gets to reload. But had they had 13 of these in that big Battle of the Nile, that would definitely have been a threat. Now it's just the destroyer left. Look at all those tiny 2-inch guns go. I think these are just so cool. With all those funnels and all the secondary guns. Anyway, are we sinking this destroyer yet? Maybe the battleship should not be firing AP for this. And there she goes. Nice, that was one battleship evicted from my Mediterranean. Well, we've held on to central China. I was worried we're going to lose that one, but no, seems we're good. And this big British task force here, they left. I was hoping we're gonna like meet them here, but no, that was not the case. So what are we gonna do with this force? Can send them here, maybe? All these ships sailing around. Anyway, since we didn't get a meeting with that Russian cruiser, we're just gonna send this one back to bombard Yarmouth. Has Germany gotten involved in the war yet? No, they haven't. Some ally, right? I accepted the alliance offer. So I could have their army help me out in Africa and other places, but if they don't want to get involved, they're not much help. In fact, they're more likely to just get me involved in a war with Japan, which is not really something I'd like. But if it happens, it happens. I think we can handle that. Ooh, let's see. These can be a refit? Nope. We get some more cruisers soon and also some more battleships. Let's go to October. -7 with the United States. And oh, here we go. Well, this is not the task force I wanted to have engage this big British cruiser force. That's one Ariadne, 2, 3. So 3 of those. And quite a few of these. And a bunch of light cruisers. And a whole bunch of destroyers. Right. Failure. Okay. Because what I wanted to do was have these guys withdraw, then bring in that big task force. But I guess we'll just have to try. Right. We got enough ammo, I think. Standard formation. You can, like, detach. Chassalou, you can just follow the cruisers, the armored cruisers. But Fleuret, you got those long-range torps. You can do something useful here. Maybe. We're just gonna have to keep going until we encounter the enemy. There they are. What are we doing here? Okay, they're forming up. That's good. Battleships have opened up, but they only have 2 12-inch guns each. These are my old and tiny battleships. about to get into torp range. There we go, torps are launched. There. Now the battleship guns focus the cruisers that have the 9-inch guns. That would be my Ariadne class. I think they're a much bigger threat than the other type. There you go, Flora has launched from all sides. Oof, that kind of hurt. I was hoping she'd get out without taking too much damage, but seems that was not to be, and we also didn't get any torpedo hits out of this. That's the 6 9-inch guns from the Ariadne class. And there we go, finally getting those battleship guns on target. But not doing enough. Quickly enough. No, wait, I take that back. That's a flash fire on Monmouth. That should have happened before she executed Flora, but that's how it goes. Monmouth now completely out of 9-inch ammo, having those turrets blown off. What kind of armor did the Pomone have? Not that much. That's something we could maybe deal with using secondary guns. Yeah, the 6-inch secondaries can deal with this. the destroyer screen is back there. Just a little bot. It's taken a few too many hits. Yeah, 9-inch guns from Ariadne. Let's return the favor with some 9-inch guns of our own. I don't think Chasadu can get out of this though. He's getting swarmed. That stern torpedo going. And these side torpedoes as well. Torpedo hit on Royal Arthur. Take some in return. We send out 4. Or 5, I think, actually. Royal Arthur will not walk away from that. Furieux versus Ariadne. And Lave as well. And the battleships too, actually. A lot of ships focused on that cruiser. Can we turn that torpedo into a dud? Nope. What kind of torp range do you have even? 2.9. They're a little bit trickier to fight now that they have more ships that are equal to my own. Not just 1890s campaign start ships that they hadn't scrapped or refit yet. Here comes Diana. Hell bent on getting into torpedo range. You might get that too. You are everyone's favorite with those torpedoes, Furieux. Best bet is to... I can't really accelerate further. So we take another torpedo hit. And Furieux finds it hard to get back into line because the rudder is taken out. Okay, let's reapply some targets here. Ariadne is still afloat. Virginia goes down. The Royalist. Skirmisher. Furieux is battling on. Theseus, that's another Ariadne class that will need some attention. As we found out, those 9-inch guns do kind of hurt. They're the same as on my own cruisers. Actually better, because they got Cordite and TNT-1. Yeah, 10,000 meters, 6.7. I don't even reach out to 10,000. At 5,000 I got 8.6. They got 8.4, actually. Huh. I thought they'd have higher penetration. Is that because I lengthened my guns? That might be it. Why are you being so aggressive here, Monmouth? Oh, you want to play with your torpedoes, is that it? Furieux getting swarmed. We're gonna hit you with torpedoes. You get one. Monmouth goes down. Okay, we're just gonna have to ignore this guy for a while. It's too far away. Nottingham has gotten wounded. Pulling back. Furieux is furiously fighting back. But I'm not sure how to save her other than just hope that she can hold on. Glennis has lost the main tower. Actually, we are... this could backfire. This could lead to my battleships getting taken out. I'm turning my cruisers around and come to the aid of Furieux. That's where the bulk of the targets are anyway. And that is, I think, the end of Liverpool. Yeah, secondary is now on the royalist. And there we go. Finally some good 12-inch hits on Ariadne. And on Endymion too. Endymion goes down. Main belt pent by a battleship gun. Ariadne is pretty much dead in the water, not really fighting back, but I want her sunk. Yeah, the secondary guns on the battleships can effectively deal with the light cruisers. And the main guns take out Ariadne now. I think that was it. I think that's a kill shot, yes. Now main guns on Royal Arthur. Now the battleships can turn around too. Furieux is running very low on high explosives. So are the other cruisers. Yeah, Theseus can potentially pen me at this range. There we go, finally. hitting Royal Arthur. Might be the kill shot. Yeah, the stern is flooding too. And finished off by an ammo elimination. Now Furieux is back with her unit. Like so. See if the battleships can catch up. Well, they should be able to, because the cruiser, the squadron is held back by Furieux. He's only limping along at 11 knots. Seeing too much aggression from the destroyers yet. Oh, there we go. 8-inch aft built pen, actually. Well, it's not the 9-inch main build pen I was fearing. Torpedo detonation aboard to pause. And Topaz goes down. Battleships now engaging light cruisers with the secondary guns. A lot of fire going on. We're going to have the battered Furieux. That's the thumbnail. I think we should. I lost 2 cruisers already in this battle. I don't want to lose the 3rd one. Still no good hits scored on Thesis. Which is targeting Opinat. Yeah, we got the exact same armor. Actually. Indus should be sinking. Or no, they got the flooding under control. It seems. Furieux has no more torpedoes. And this goes down. See what the battleship secondaries can do at this close range. We're actually in torpedo range here. That's no good. Already in turn. Might be able to avoid. Come on. Yes, slamming on the brakes. Skirmisher goes down. Blanche, you're next. Nottingham is getting peppered to death. Invincible has no more torpedoes. Would have been nice to have now. I think that's a kill shot on Blanche. Potentially. Yes, that is Blanche dead. Launch goes down. Furieux still afloat. Scoring good penetrating hits on an enemy armored cruiser. Definitely not down for the count. Sutlej goes down. Here's Theseus, the ship I was more worried about. But Theseus is out of AP. Theseus is actually not a big threat right now. Maybe with those torpedoes. Yeah, you fired off all your AP. Oh, I think I gave it reduced ammunition. Actually, yeah, I did. I thought being an AI ship, it wouldn't survive long enough to spend all this ammunition, but it seems it does. At least when it's fighting, it's basically my third line unit. Or fourth even. There we go, finally hitting her main belt tank from a battleship gun. Not so tough anymore. Now you got a battleship firing at you from like less than 4 kilometers. Let's see, what should now target what? And we're almost back to the initial formation with the cruisers once again following behind the battleships. That was some roundabout maneuvering. Furieux now almost out of ammunition. Opinat completely out of ammunition. Bruy almost out. Lava only high explosives left. Tavia sinking, Lydiard sinking. Secondary guns on my cruisers just eating up those destroyers. Love to see it. Gotten ourselves surrounded. That means we can fire in all directions. Battleships have to slow down because the cruisers can only do 11 knots. The yard has her engine out. Battleship secondaries cannot target Legion. secondaries go? Not doing too much though. Maybe if the 3-inch guns also fire AP. I think they have just enough penetration. Like the 5-inch guns were already down to just firing AP because the AT ran out. No more main gun rounds for any of these cruisers, just down to the secondaries. Invincible, you want to take out Endymion? Brennus, you too. Secondaries can keep firing at the destroyers. That's fine. And you're gonna have to slow down even more because the cruisers are still lagging behind. Yeah, they're only doing 9. You're gonna have to slow down to 7. Five-inch guns now also out of ammo on Furieux. And I guess the 3-inch guns don't have an angle. I'd like to see some good main gun hits on that cruiser. Because the battleship main guns are pretty much the only guns I have left that can do anything to it. Ah, more torpedoes incoming. Did not see them in time. I don't think I could have done much anyway. Now things are not looking good for Furieux. I'm trying to hold on. No, it was not to be. And there we go, finally getting some hits on Endymion. Dead torpedo on Lave. That's a relief. You can do 14 knots. At this point, that feels very speedy. Oh, we tried to save the Furieux. It was just not to be. Could not sink this guy in time. I'll see if we can fight these light cruisers here and then possibly end the battle. Ah, they're on low fuel. At least one of them. I think that's a good point to end it. Yeah, we sank 7 armored cruisers. Including some of these things that are pretty good. But at the loss of 3 of our own cruisers, including the armored cruiser Furieux, which we did try to save, but it was not to be. We've also lost the Ivory Coast. Now, this task force here is preventing me from invading Bangladesh. So that's where we're bringing in these ships. These can go to Fort Bayard, where we're getting 2 new Victor Hugo class armored cruisers. You can go there as well. I have more like torpedo boats that have ended up around here. Possibly. Thionville. You're also going to Fort Bayard. We got 12 torpedo boats in Shanghai. Sending some of these here for them, actually. Reforming that squadron. Right, this cruiser. Any cruisers you can duel? Because that would be nice. That seems not to be the case. You can strike at Valletta. You are taking Cyrenaica. This task force here is taking southern Egypt. Right. Do I have enough tonnage to launch any of those invasions right now? I don't. Let's see, southern Egypt, 26,000 tons. Should be easy enough. Now, where is the other one? Here, 14,000. No problem. I just need enough tonnage in the region to actually initiate it. But that's fine. Now the Russians are once again moving up here. That huge battleship force. Yeah, because we cut off the Mediterranean. They're moving everything there. Why? Why? That makes very little sense. But anyway, we'll deal with that next time. Goodbye, and take care.